What's good, family? How y'all doing today? It is August 2nd. It is 5:59 right now. I've been here for about 5 minutes, as y'all can see. Y'all know the agreement was every other Saturday at 6 p.m. And since I got that TPO drop, when I turned that in and got that on my file, the judge sent me over my 50-50 custody, you know what I'm saying, paperwork. So now I can show the cop, like, it's my week. I can show him this now. So now we're gonna sit here and wait, and hopefully, fingers crossed, she showed my baby out. Today could be the day I finally can see my child. And I did call the non-emergency number for the police to show up so it can be a friendly exchange so everything can go smooth. And we're gonna just keep our hands together. We're gonna pray and hope everything go right. So when I get some more information, I'm gonna let y'all know. Let's get it, let go. All right, family, so I believe the cop has officially arrived right now. So let me go talk to him because it is 6:19. She is not here. So it's looking like I'm gonna have to file a police report because let's get it again. So let's see. All right, family, so I spoke to him. We just made us our police report because it showed she's 6:30. She's not coming, and I got me my complaint number. So when I do call this, because it should be ready in about 2 to 3 days, so that'd be perfect for me to have in court when that comes to show. He said it to show that I was here and she wasn't, and I was actually able to show him the custody agreement. So this held up that I'm supposed to have my child. So that was spot on perfect. So now, it sucks that I ain't getting my child today, but at least I got this on file, so when I go for court, I have even more stuff to stand on, y'all. So for my dudes, like y'all told me in them comments, get y'all police reports, show up when you're supposed to show up, and I did just that. But hey, at that point, I think she thinks she's just walking on court orders, like it don't matter to her, like whatever the judge say, it don't even matter. So that's where we at now. So it's crazy what I gotta deal with, bro, but at the end of the day, August 6th is coming. And today, you done made it even worse for August 6th because it shows you ain't even show up today and the TPO was dropped. So, family, stay tuned. August 6th, keep that on your calendar because when I tell y'all when that come, I'm going to have my baby. I love y'all, and we finna just go on with our day. Y'all stay blessed.
So again, this is just a video. I wanted to highlight the fact that you have this young black man. From some people in the comments, they said that he was 22 years of age. You can obviously see the pink car seat directly in the background, which means that he has a little girl. So this is a young black man who has intent, which means that he is doing what he is supposed to do in order to see his daughter. And from the angle, what do we see the mother do? He has the court order. He also has an area of which the police are there so that there can be no type of hoopla, so that nothing can be sitting up there, you know, nothing get pulled. As you see, he's by himself. He don't got nobody else in the car. There's not a woman with him, nothing of that sort. Usually when these things transpire and take place, the women in the picture who are the mother usually have another guy by now, or a boyfriend or somebody that they're talking to, and the guy is yapping in the ear, and the girl, the mother, is basically doing the same type of yapping, and somehow, some way, some type of hoopla and rah 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 type of stuff tends to happen. So again, this young black man made a very smart choice and decision by having the police right there, just to make sure, just to mitigate any potentiality of bad actors or the mother wanting to do whatever it is that she wanted to sit up there and do. The other thing that I love as well is that he is receptive to the information that was given. He stated that people in the comment section told him to follow the court order, show intent, be there on time or ahead of time, however it basically works. Just have your paperwork in order. He did every single thing. Those people, on top of other stuff that he may have known already, he did all of those things all at once. So when he goes to court, hopefully, if the courts decide to actually pay attention and to look at things how they tend to look, which is pretty tough because in the court system, they make the most money when it deals with black men. Anything negative, that's where they tend to make the most money, and they tend to allow things to go on as long as possible because it's more money for them. And it also makes sure to cause chaos directly within the life of the child. Because again, to further highlight, this is a young black man that wants to be in the life of his young daughter. That little girl needs her father. Looking at that young man, it does not seem that he is the type that would just be out here just running the streets doing this, that, and the third, and whatnot or whatever. We've seen those types, and those are usually the types that don't want to have nothing to do with their kids up until magically later on when now they're like 40 and all this other type of stuff going in and out of jail, and they're like, yo, I want to sit up there and get in touch with my kids. Yo, I want to sit up there and actually be a father. And this, you had time to do that, you know, for a full 20 years, brother, but you opted not to do it because you wanted to be selfish. You wanted to run the streets and all this other type of stuff. Made bad decisions time and time and time again, right? For 20 years. But this is not the case with this young man here. He is ahead of the curve when it deals with a lot of this and versus, of other people of his same age range demographic, on top of the other fathers that are directly out here who are just now trying to play catch up. He's doing this early, right? And I commend him for doing that, because a lot of guys out here do not have their heads on straight when it deals with situations like this. They're not trying to follow this, that, and the third and do the things necessary, right? But the other thing that I guess I might have went on a tangent, but the main thing that I'm trying to talk about is the fact that these court systems are lopsided. There's nothing out here for mothers who don't follow court orders. There's really nothing out here to make sure that they stay on the straight and narrow, and that they're not being absentee in what it is that is stated. Or maybe that's the wrong type of word, but you get what I'm saying, right? They're following everything that the court order states, and they're not emotionally trying to withhold a child because of how they feel initially towards the guy. Because the main thing that I keep trying to reiterate to a lot of people out here, especially to a lot of women, is that you do not have the right as a mother to emotionally withhold a father from the child or the child from the father. You don't have the right to do that because you have this type of emotional hurt or pain from whatever relationship that y'all two went through as adults. Your main thing as a parent is to make sure that that child is able to see the father, that the father is able to see the child, so that both parties are both there. The mother is present in the child's life. The father is present in the child's life. If you look at how a lot of these kids end up when they come from single parent households, it is bad. For most part, when it deals with the young men directly out here, when they are from a lopsided one parent household, 9 times out of 10, you got a lot of brothers out here that end up in the streets. They start dabbling, directly into drugs, into gangs, in and out of prison. Things are not good. And I'm talking about statistically speaking. I even talked about this in another video where a young black male was trying to convey a message to the woman in his family, but they just they weren't trying to hear it. They did not care what he had to say. And one of them tried to say, oh, that's not everybody's story. Man, statistically speaking, that's how that works. You can't, just like how a lot of women tend to say that you can't argue with a woman when it deals with pregnancy and all this. Women, stop trying to, for those out there that just like to argue, you're not going to argue with a man when he's trying to tell you why it is that a lot of guys end up in the streets, why it is that they gangbang, why it is that they are, robbing, ripping and murdering and in and out of jail and prison and got records. You're not going to sit up there and try to tell us what the actual facts are, because you don't know anything about it. Like, I don't know anything about pregnancy. You don't know anything about that life because you never had to live it. Statistically speaking, you've never had to live it. Right? So, like I said, man, fathers, especially black fathers, are very important. And it sucks that when you have those out there that want to do the job, there are so many stipulations. There are so many barriers, there's so many roadblocks, there are so many things placed in front of them to make sure that they can't do it, or try to at least hinder what it is that they're doing. And in return, just to try to shine and make it seem as though that, oh, you're a stereotype, you create kids, you only want to see your father, you only want to see your daughter, this, that, and the third. I'm like, brother, this is crazy. And stuff like this happens to a lot of men out here, where they want to be active directly in their kid's life. They do the things that they're supposed to sit up there and do, but because there is no negative consequences for the mothers in the court system, and I'm just talking about in general, because there's no negative consequences, things like this are able to happen. The moment in time that they start telling these women, like, yo, if you for any reason at all withhold the child being able to see the father being able to see the child, then we're going to you're going to jail for 30 days. And then they start adding on more. It's like, oh, you did it again. Now you're going for 60 days. Now you're going for 90 days, right? If they start putting stipulations like that, you'll have a lot of women opting to just give the child directly over. But up until that point, you're going to have men have to go through these types of situations just to try to be there. And that's crazy to me. Like, he has to go through all of this. Like, this young man has to go to the extent of even dealing with the police. And we already know what the relationship between the police and young black men are. And he has to go to that extent just to try to see his daughter on the time that is stated in black and white by way of a judge in the court system. And he was on time. He was on time. But I promise you, some way, somehow, let her emotionally feel some type of way. She's going to go directly to the courts and be like, oh, well, I need more money for child support. Give me his whole check. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, you can have his whole check. Like I said, this is tough. You know, it's tough. But, you know, at the end of the day, when things like this happen, as stated before, nobody actually cares realistically about black men and when these things tend to take place and happen. Black men have been shouting about this stuff from the rooftops for the longest time possible, even ones that are currently going through litigation and in courts. Shouting about this from the rooftops. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And that's the shameful part. People say all the time that we need more black men in the community to take responsibility and take care of their kids and all this other type of stuff. But again, the only time that people want to talk about black men is when it's something negative. They don't want to highlight the ones that are actually doing what it is that are, you know, doing what it is that they're supposed to be doing. They always want to highlight the ones that are not doing something, as if that's going to force them to do it. If they didn't want to do it from the beginning, everybody else harping on them and getting on them is not going to force them to do something. Focus in on the ones and advocate for the ones that are going out there doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. And the end result is that they're still not able to see their child. Highlight them. Prop them up as a good example, as a rule or something to live by. Right? Let's stop trying to give light or popularity, quote unquote, to the negative ones that decide to, abandon their responsibilities. Like I said, I'm sick of that. I'm tired of it. Like, it's the craziest thing known to man. And it's always a lopsided argument. Always. One side is good, one side is bad. When I've looked at both sides in both parties, and I can tell you that there's a majority wrong on both sides. But like I said, somebody has to be the bad guy, right? And it's a lot easier for a black male or a young black male to be seen as a villain and demonized versus anybody else. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.